Hey everybody, hope you're having a good day. In this video, we're going to experience my first time learning and using a MacBook. Now, to give you some context, I have used Windows for probably around 20 years now, maybe a little less, 15. It was the first operating system that I was introduced to. My dad really liked it. He was always a techie, and he was like the first on the internet, first to set up Wi-Fi. And so I just really fell in love with the Windows system. And even when everyone switched to Mac, I just preferred Windows. And plus, it's usually much cheaper as well. So that's part of it. Now, I finally get the chance to try Mac, and obviously, there's going to be some switching headaches. And I thought it'd be a nice, fun video. This isn't some type of tutorial or process where I demonstrate how awesome I am at switching. There's probably going to be a lot of bumps, and I think it would just be fun to kind of show what that's like for a first time Mac user. So, full disclosure, I have used a Mac a few times before at school libraries, and but not often. And I also have an iPhone that I've used for about several years now, and I really like the iPhone. I think it's maybe one of the best phones ever released. So because of that, I am not a complete blank slate. I'm also somewhat tech savvy, not a expert, but fairly tech savvy. So basically, here, let me tell you what I've done so far. This might be hilarious to you. I unboxed it, I charged it, and then once it was fully charged, I set it up. That was pretty intuitive. You know, it made me ask what language I want to be in and set up a password. And then I downloaded Chrome because I use Google Chrome browser and I prefer that. Plus, I could just sign in to my Google account, which will sync all my extensions, bookmarks, and so forth. And as you can see, I am watching the first video that shows up in YouTube on how to use your new MacBook for macOS beginners. I've already learned a lot in the first 7 minutes of this video, and there are some switching issues. Now, there are some things that I do like about a Mac. For example, I'm excited to see how it will sync with my phone. And also, some of these things look familiar. You know, there's podcasts, there's text messaging. I mean, text messaging on a PC, that would be new to me. But then there's also some things that are an issue. Like, I'm very used to the hotkeys on Windows. So when I did a bunch of things to try and like switch tabs quickly or pin a tab or switch between windows, sometimes it wouldn't work. And I was like, what's going on? And I was like, oh yeah, like this is different. Like I have to use command, and then I try command instead with the other keys, and it won't let me jump between tabs. Like a big one I use is control tab just to jump between tabs. And here, if I do command tab, it jumps between windows. If I do control tab, it does nothing. So I got to figure it out. That's more of a minor thing. I will say though, in terms of the unboxing of the product, that is like pretty good. It wasn't flawless, but it was close to flawless. I mean, you could tell that Apple had designed the product so that the unboxing experience was like so seamless. Like there's a tab you pull to open up the seal, and then when you pull it up, there's another tab you pull to like lift up the laptop, and then like the cord, you pull the tab and then it all like falls apart, or the outer shell falls apart. But then like the cord was wound in a circular way, and then it got tangled a little bit. So that would be the little bit of user experience improvement there. But generally, I mean, super smooth, super clean. What a product. Just so crisp in terms of the unboxing experience. And I think what I've learned so far is, basically I'm really excited to try out GarageBand at some point, because I've heard a lot about that, and that's something that, of course, there's no Windows equivalent that's really free or good. So it'd be nice to just be able to experiment in that DAW. I finally opened up and I was like, yeah, GarageBand. And then I was like, I don't even know what to do in here. So I'll like turn. I'll need a tutorial. See, this is the GarageBand thing, and like I don't have a keyboard or anything set up when I tried to launch this one. So I'm just gonna skip on GarageBand. You know, I was always thinking about how amazing that would be to make a song, and I will one day, but not yet. Um, in terms of other things here, um, I just found it was kind of fun or interesting that I didn't know like I don't really know how to close certain windows. Like yes, some of them have that black X at the top left that I can click to close it, but then some of the other ones like it won't let me hit the black X, so I have to minimize it, and that's usually something that I don't like to do. Um, and then when I installed Chrome, it pulled up this weird interface, and I guess it was telling me to drag Chrome to the applications menu or something. And so I did it a few times until it worked, and then Chrome showed up on my desktop. So as you can see here, in the top right there, uh, let me pull it down again. There is Chrome. So that's the one thing on my desktop right now. So yeah, definitely some bit of a learning curve, but I trust that I'll be smart enough to learn. I mean, so far she's already taught me a few interesting things that are different. First, she said I have to sign into my Apple ID, which I do have. I don't use often, but I was never prompted to do that. I'll probably do it if they prompt me at some point, but not yet. She also told me to go into my settings and turn on tap to click so that I don't have to click on the trackpad. I found that to be interesting, you know, nice small thing to do, nothing huge. I think on Windows, depending on the Windows laptop, you know, some MacBooks do that. So some laptops on Windows do that automatically. Um, Another thing is keyboard and mouse. Unless I want to have horrible ergonomics and keep like clicking on this thing, um, I'm going to need to buy a keyboard and mouse. And I've already done that. I realized that before this arrived. And so I went out and bought a keyboard and mouse. I chose not to use Apple's products because based on my research, while that's the default for most people, they're astronomically priced. I mean, like $90 a keyboard. And it's a very basic keyboard too. And so I found equivalents on Amazon for a fraction of the price. And I basically chose the one that was top rated. It was about $30. And then I found one on eBay from someone who I guess he bought it new and he didn't like it and he never opened it. So he's reselling it for like $25, including shipping. So I saved $5 with something that's basically like new. Assuming, knock on wood, he didn't like tamper with it and it, you know, got screwed up. If it did, you know, I'll try and get a refund or I'll just buy it brand new off Amazon. So can't wait for the keyboard and mouse to come in. The mouse I'm also concerned about because like I understand how Windows mouse works. There's a left and right click, but the Mac Mac mice I have to figure that out because there's something weird with the gestures and I don't know how to right click with those things. Um, Also, the right click on even this trackpad, I think it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Like I'm right clicking now, and usually when you right click on a tab in Chrome, it'll open up a drop down which lets me pin that tab. But I'm right clicking now and nothing's happening. Like I'm hitting the bottom right on this trackpad, and maybe that's not the right click button. That's so weird. Maybe they don't have a right click. So I have to figure that out. And I don't know if this video will cover that. But yeah, I thought this would be entertaining for you guys just to see what. I mean, some people love Macs, and I'm eager to see why. I mean, there's clearly some cool stuff in here that's really interesting. Let's see, what else did she teach me? Oh, she just taught me like, you know, how to find out what the operating system is, how to update the um, computer. So I've gone ahead and done that. And then she talks about some other more minor stuff like how much storage you have. And so I'm still waiting for like the meat. Oh, she also told me that, you know, there's a dock at the bottom. Windows have that too, but apparently you can switch it to the top left or top right or wherever you want. And then pull out or add anything that you wanted here. Windows has something like that, but I'm excited to see all these apps here because some of them very recognizable from the iPhone, and it'll be interesting to see which ones I can sync. I'm guessing nothing major, maybe the text messaging one, maybe the podcast one, but curious if Mac users use Chrome or they like Safari. I'm assuming they like Chrome as well. Uh, and then I had a little bit of trouble trying to get rid of all these like uh, apps at the bottom here that I didn't use. I tried right clicking, that wouldn't work. But I ultimately figured it out. Basically, I have to left click and hold, which will kind of pull it up like so. And then I can go to options and then remove from dock. And then it'll still show, but then I have to do it again and hit um, quit, and then it'll disappear from the dock. Um, so I guess let's do it with just, well, I kind of want to keep all these for now, just in case I need them. Um, Other than that, super excited to see how this integrates with my phone. I'm curious what else she'll say that might be useful. But in general, I think, it's just going to be a PC, more or less the same as Windows, with a few minor adjustments here and there. Um, what I also really like, at least with this latest model of MacBook, when I play the video, there's this little trackpad here with all these things. Or when I'm typing, it has like an auto suggest here that I can touch. It's like a touchpad here. Right now it says search or type URL. So if I were to click that, it jumps to my URL. Or if I were to type something, hello, my name. Oh, well, sometimes it was like autocomplete here. And like I could hit the volume and it'll pull up the volume thing here. I don't know if you could see. And I could like increase or decrease the volume. So it's a little tiny touch bar at the top. I thought that was a nice little addition. I don't know if I'll really use it for much though. Maybe the auto suggest if that ever pops up, or the brightness. I don't know how necessary that is, but that's a nice little new feature there. And so yeah, that's my experience so far. I can't wait to try out the rest of her video tutorial. What have I downloaded so far? Maybe just Chrome and Zoom. And obviously I signed into my Google Chrome, so everything syncs. And that's about it. I mean, I don't really need much, in my opinion. I heard they're not good for gaming, but I really don't do much gaming. And that's my first impressions of a MacBook. So far, I can't complain. I think YouTube's run smoothly, everything's run smoothly. So we'll see. Is it like so amazingly better than Windows so far? No. Is it maybe slightly better in certain areas? Maybe we'll see. But do I really want to be distracted text messaging while I'm working on here? Probably not. That's why I usually try and put my phone away while I'm on a computer. But you never know, like some of these integrations, some of these things, I can't wait to see, because there's definitely some apps on Mac that aren't available on Windows that I've had to find workarounds, and it's kind of, a hassle. Like nothing huge, but like there's certain like notepad programs where I need to use it to kind of update my HTML, and the Mac version's much better. And I can't wait to, I'll probably download Flux if I need it, because that will kind of adjust the brightness so there's less blue light during the nighttime so I can sleep better. But when it was booting up, which it booted up automatically when I opened the laptop for the first time, which is really cool. And then it just kind of automatically sensed that I was starting up. So that was a nice little user experience thing. In Windows, you have to kind of search for the power button, which is sometimes hidden. And that was the case with the HP Spectre I had. And it was like in the bottom, it was on like the top left corner behind this screen. It was a bit of a mess finding it. But with this one, booted up automatically. And then they had some type of like screen diagnostics. I don't know if it's the same thing as Flux, but if not, I'll probably download Flux. Let's watch a little bit more of this video and then call it a day of see what she has to say.
Like right in the middle, and then magnification. location, you can change that. You can put it on the left side, on the right side, so you can kind of just put it wherever you prefer it. I usually just keep it at the bottom because that's the most comfortable for me. Okay, so next is the trackpad, which is basically just your mouse. So if you go into settings, you'll see a section for trackpad, and here's where you can adjust what your trackpad does and some of the different gestures that you can use. So for me, the first thing I do whenever I get a new MacBook is I go into the point and click section.
So that's another thing. I couldn't find the settings button. So I had to use the search function at the top right. I'm basically using this spotlight search a lot because it's hard finding stuff. I mean, this looks like settings, but it says system preferences, and when I opened it, it wasn't what I wanted. So here we are with the trackpad. Let's see what she has to say.
And under tap to click, I check that, which basically just means instead of actually having to click my trackpad, I can just tap it with my finger and that will click whatever I'm trying to click. You can also check the box for secondary click and choose wherever you want that. And so for me, I have my secondary click is the bottom right corner. So normally on a typical mouse, the left side of the mouse that you click is clicking on something, and the right side is to pull up options like copy, paste, and all that stuff. And so I have that setting checked, and so whenever I click the bottom right corner of my trackpad, that will just pull up that extra menu. You can also...
Yeah, maybe that's how I set up right click. Currently, it says it's set to tap with 2 fingers. Ah, so that's why I can't right click. Let me see if I've never done that before. Let me see if I prefer. Whoa, did I just close? To add this user to File Vault, enter the password. It just kind of shut down for some reason. Interesting stuff. So, yeah, that's my experience. I've finally figured out why I can't right click, and now I'm going to experiment with oh, it says File Vault encrypts your volume using your login password. The initial setup may take a minute. I have no idea what that is. Why would you encrypt the volume I have? Before continuing, you should save this recovery code. I don't know. But yeah, interesting stuff. I don't know if I like the right click thing with the two fingers. I'm so used to right clicking on the right side of my trackpad. It's kind of like, I mean, maybe I like it, but small things, small differences, and we'll see where it goes. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you want me to do, if this was entertaining enough to do a part 2 where maybe a day or a week after I've been using the Mac, I let you know some of the other fun stumbling blocks I've come across. Thanks for watching.